welcome to this edition of Heart to Heart. As you all know, Vibrance is all about leveraging technology to empower the members of the creative community. Needless to say, technology in the past couple of decades has impacted every single aspect of our lives. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Sushmita Chatterjee, a technologist and founder of Learn Roll Immerse, a company that focuses on augmented and virtual reality to help us all learn and experience science and the arts. Please welcome Sushmita.
Thank you, Minnie. My name is Sushmita Chatterjee, and I'm the founder of Learn Roll Immerse, a company which is building immersive technologies like augmented reality and virtual reality, learning and training solutions. Prior to Learn Roll Immerse, I was working in the corporate sector in companies like New York Stock Exchange and Optum and United Health Group.
Thanks, Sushmita. So every startup founder has a story behind why they started their company. So could you share with us what inspired you to start Learn Roll Immerse?
Learn Roll Immerse started as a company because I felt my own daughter, who was a high school student at that point of time, and she was not engaged learning in traditional methods, which was mostly using test-based or textbooks that was used in the classroom. So I wanted to find a different and an alternative way of learning that was more engaging and that was better both for not only high school students but also something that could help them supplement their learning.
Wow, I would love to see this in many of the schools around us. So tell me, why Learn Roll Immerse? Why not any other technology that helps learn science or any other subject?
Minnie, that's a great question. I wanted to start Learn Roll Immerse not just as a company that is using some cool technologies, but I really wanted that the technology should help us become problem solvers and critical thinkers. This is something that happened to me long back, and those days, as you know, we did not have technology as an enabler for education, and most of it happened through my father, who actually helped me how these different things that we learn in science could actually enable in creating good solutions or valuable solutions. So that is what I think. Right now we have technology and we should use these immersive technologies to find solutions to really grave problems, like right now we are having the COVID, the pandemic, or something like a heart problem or Alzheimer's, and students need to use these technologies to find out what is happening globally and become problem solvers for that.
I so much agree with you. Science is not just about learning it in the books or at school. It's actually about applying it in the real world to make a difference. So moving a little bit towards the creative side. So do you have any hobbies like art, painting, music, dance, anything that you could share with us?
Oh yes, since I'm from West Bengal, and West Bengal, which is a small part of India, where culture is very important, and music and art is part of the culture. I have grown up, liking art more. I also like music, but I like art more because I was sort of inspired by a lot of the paintings. When I went to art galleries in Calcutta, or I would walk on the side street and I would see some beautiful paintings or beautiful chalk work by some street painter. So I myself started drawing when I was almost 3 years old. I would actually take a chalk and do it on my walls. Similarly, I like to scribble, and that scribbling sort of took to more serious art form, and both my parents, they enrolled me to an art class. So I have actually learned art for a long time while I was in school. Unfortunately, I had to drop it when I was in college. I feel art is a form of self-expression for me, and it is a very essential part of me, as well as the culture that I have grown up in.
It's so exciting to know about your creative side and the fact that you appreciate arts and you've learned it as a child and as you grew up. So now I understand you're a very busy woman, and your focus is all on on your baby, your Learn Roll Immerse startup. But I'm sure you're able to find some time to pursue your your hobbies. Could you share a little bit about that?
Unfortunately, that is a challenge because painting takes, though it is a form of expression, it also takes a lot of time. Uh, Especially if you're doing something like an oil paint, it will take you at least 10 to 15 days. I don't paint too much nowadays. Mostly I sketch and doodle. I love to doodle. I also try doodling with my children. Sometimes we all sit together and sketch together. So this is something that I follow as a hobby right now, unfortunately, because of so much of work that we have to work for the company, as well as the other activities, that I don't get so much time to pursue many of the different forms of art that I really like. Art is something that is very important, especially now during the COVID times. It is helping me to keep myself sane. Whenever I'm stressed, I love to sketch and I love to doodle. I've also shared some of my doodles on Facebook, after my daughter approved it. Both my children also love to doodle, and I'm trying to keep that also as a part of their regular schedule besides their online schools. I think all of us should try to do some form of art, to keep ourselves and our brains healthy.
Oh, I would love to see your kids' artwork and yours and all the work that you do together. And I so agree that art or any form of creative hobby is so important just to de-stress or relax yourself. So moving a little bit towards technology, could you share your thoughts about bridging the gap between creativity and technology? And I'm sure technology has a great role to play in the field of arts as well.
Yes, Minnie, you're absolutely right. Art has taken a new dimension, especially with technology. When I learned art 2-3 decades back, it was more of a manual form. But right now with digital technology, art has taken a total different form, especially using digital photography, using 360 cameras, then using various different kind of technologies that museums and galleries use, so that you can see most of these paintings in your home in a digital format. So definitely art and technology, they are meeting together, and it's also creating some amazing experiences for people like us who have not been able to see some of these amazing work of art before, because it was in a museum and we had to go to a museum to see it. Now we can see it in a digital format.
Yeah, I know a few sites where you can actually click on the artwork and it takes you inside the gallery, and you can view the artwork as if you were actually walking in the gallery. And it's some amazing view that you can get. So your company, Sushmita, focuses on augmented and virtual reality. To a layman, what does it mean?
Yes. To explain what AR and VR is, beyond what they are meant by. So AR means augmented reality and VR means virtual reality. Both of these are two different complementing technologies. So let me just try to explain in very simple terms. So virtual reality is basically technology which creates a simulated environment of the real environment. So for example, right now I'm sitting in my office and I'm talking to you. So if I actually create a virtual environment, I am in a different space which looks like my space but is not really my space. I can virtually pick up a book similar to the way I pick up a book in my own office area. So that is what virtual reality is, while augmented reality is what we see in a lot of apps nowadays, like for example, if you see Snapchat or Instagram, where you are talking to a friend, and you can have some nice horns on the top of your head. So that is what is augmented reality, which is right now used a lot for fun and entertainment, but also it has a lot of meaning, especially in learning. For example, recently we created something called a COVID devil. So you can scan a image of a virus, and once you scan the image, you'll be able to get a COVID devil, which comes right on top of the image. So which is a very nice way to teach kids about COVID, especially since all of us don't really have virtual reality devices. We definitely have mobile devices which we can try augmented reality on. So these are some of the basic differences between these technologies, and how these technologies can help us not to just have fun too or play games, but also for serious learning and training applications.
That was so helpful. I'm sure technology can help us improve the experience of the arts. So doing remote events or remote lessons and using technology, I'm sure can enrich the entire experience. Could you share your thoughts about that?
Yes, immersive technologies, like I was saying in the previous question, is also an addition to digital technology, and like we did an event for Yomini where we sort of got 360-degree live. We streamed it live. So I think immersive technologies has a huge application for an event, for a virtual gallery, for virtual painting, for a virtual music show, or for field trips. For example, we can go to a field trip somewhere else. These are some of the applications for music and art, which I definitely think is going to be the future of augmented reality and virtual reality.
I cannot wait actually to apply virtual reality and all this new technology to Vibrance and all the work that we are doing. So any final thoughts or inspiring message for all the people who are watching you?
Right now the situation is very grave. All of us are in the COVID-19 situation, so we have to make sure that we balance our work, we balance that we stay mentally happy. And I think music and art is a very good form of expression, and Verbance is creating this amazing personalized platform which is essentially helping us become what we are in the next generation, or the next future, which is the new future.
Thank you, Sushmita, for that lovely ending, and we wish you a very successful venture at Learn, Roll, Immerse. Thank you again, and stay tuned for our next edition of Heart to Heart.